If this video doesn't double the amount of money you get from each customer, I'm gonna give you guys anything that you want. But you have to stick around to the end of the video to collect. The biggest problem you're gonna come across in your own business, whether it be mobile detailing, trash can cleaning, or pressure washing, it's that you're not gonna feel like you should be able to charge what you're really worth. This pretty much comes down to basic human psychology. You want as many customers as possible and you're almost desperate, so that way you're willing to drop the price as low as you can just to get one easy job. After a lot of time in your field, or after a lot of jobs that you've done in your current field, you're gonna really get to a point where you know the cap of what your jobs can get to money-wise, and it's well above where you started at. My first tip to really get more money out of each customer is to really break down and understand your own pricing strategy. You need to add more factors into it. I used to run a lawn care service back when I first started in the whole entrepreneurship business world. I had a flat fee rate for each job. We'll get to that later. But I never even factored in something as simple as travel fees. 𝗤𝘂𝗂 is incredible, especially if you need help keeping up with customers, sending estimates, invoices, or collecting payments. Give 𝗤𝘂𝗂 a try for free. Just click the link in the comment section and the description of this video. 𝗤𝘂𝗂 is also the fastest way to send estimates, invoices, and secure payment from your customers, and even providing you with real-time business analytics such as close ratio, sales, and expense tracking. There's a big difference with a customer that has a small yard and it's 5 minutes away from you versus a customer with the same size yard that's 30 minutes away from you. It's not really fair for you or smart business to be able to charge these people the same amount. You're losing more money on one job having to drive further. Gas and travel times cost you more money, so it should be factored into every single pricing process. I'm going to give you guys an exact example with my own personal business experience, but first I want to make sure that you were listening. What was the first tip to make you more money from each customer interaction? Is it A, Samsungs are trashed, or is it B, charge for travel time? If you failed that, I have nothing to say to you. If you didn't, good stuff. So let's say a customer wants me to come do a can cleaning job, but they live 25 minutes away from me. 25 minutes is where I start to kind of add in travel times because that's a little bit excessive of a drive. I would charge $5 to $10 for anything from 25 minutes to 50 minutes, and after 50 minutes, you can add 15 to 20 bucks. But whenever you're giving the customer their price, do not break down to them that you're charging them extra because you have to drive. They're not going to like that. But listen, it's fair to you to do it because you're a business owner and your time is valuable. Now for the second tip. Stop charging flat fees to do jobs. I know people who have done trash can cleanings even on TikTok that do $5 to $10 flat fees and they don't even know what they're going into. The customer has the clear advantage. The problem here is that you become so desperate just to get one job that you start losing the ability to charge for severity of the trash can and travel time to get to the house. You really have no idea what you could be walking into for $5 to $10. I did a job a couple weeks ago and the trash can was full of gravel, but did she tell me that? Nope. Like I said earlier, whenever I first started out in the business world, I was doing lawn care flat fees, $35. Well, one day we got a call from, let's say, Mr. Doug. Mr. Doug had been messaging with me, and then he finally called me and told me he wanted us to come do a job for him. He never told me the size of the yard because we had a $35 flat fee. Well, let's just say Mr. Doug had an acre of grass, which if you have a brain, you're going to know that we're getting screwed in this situation, charging $35 to mow, blow, edge, and cut a freaking acre of grass for $35. And we had to drive 25 minutes even to get to his house. But listen, I had to make this mistake so that I could go back and teach you guys how to do it differently. And you have to know, I'm not just giving you all this information because woohoo, it's so fun. I'm trying to teach you how to make less mistakes than I did. A flat rate fee is just another clear pricing mistake for people who don't have structure. There are so many other things, factors, and costs that go into pricing a job. Don't give the customer the advantage, they already have it, and they would rather you not even know the different factors of pricing, so you give them an easy price and they win. People love to be able to get the most amount of value for the least amount of price. Therefore, you just need to know your own pricing strategy so you can have more structure in your own business. Okay, this next tip is guaranteed to significantly make you more money, so listen up. If you want to make more money per customer, you have to simply offer the customer more things that they can buy. This is pretty straightforward, but I'll explain anyway. Let's say I'm in the mobile detailing space and I want to make more money by offering more services like Matt says. Well, that way I would buy a freaking shampooer for the carpet and a headliner cleaner so I could add that to the list the customer can pay for and upsell them. But listen, you need to make it very clear to the customer it's not included. They have to pay extra for these extra services. Another example of somebody doing this very effectively is SB Mowing. These guys have multiple different branches of services they provide. They have freaking SB Mowing for lawn care and freaking SB pressure washing and maybe even can cleaning coming up in the soon future. This makes it to where you only have to land one customer to be able to offer them a bunch of different kinds of services. You always need to have a way the customer can spend more money with you, whether it's little services within the one industry, or you can have multiple industries and say, listen, Mr. Doug, I'll come and cut your grass, and I'll pressure wash your driveway, and I'll clean your trash cans if you want me to. Whatever the maximum that a customer can spend with you, you need need to know it, and you need to have a gentle way to pitch it into every single customer. Don't be aggressive, be really gentle like I said before, and just make sure that you have a way to get more money every single time. It's honestly so easy. You kind of have to break it down into little sections, right? If I were going to go out and do my mobile detailing business, obviously shampooing is really solid, headliner cleaning is really solid. I get things all the time. People want paint correction, ceramic coating, which I did a short recently. You can make so much money doing those little services, but this just kind of opens you up a gap of how much you can charge a customer. Say that I know my maximum for charging a customer could be like $1,200. I don't know, that's just a random number. I can actually meet that and know. So because I know what my maximum is, I know what I can get up to, and I know what I can work on trying to charge the customer. The reason I say that you don't want to be super aggressive is just because like the customer can tell when you're trying to sell them something. So obviously you don't want to make it seem like that, because the way I do my leads, the customers are coming to me already warm. They already want my service. If I gently kind of smoothed in there, hey, listen, you can have this too, or Mr. Doug, you can have this kind of service over here. We'll cut your grass and then we'll do this. That's the beauty of it. Like I said, there's two different ways that you can do it. You can have something where you just offer multiple services. That's a big thing lately. I actually follow a dude on Instagram, FreshBinsPW. You can check him out. He does trash can cleaning and pressure washing. So a lot of these guys are starting to kind of move into different industries. That way they can say, hey, listen, man, I'll come out there. I'll have my guys do your trash cans, and I'll have my guys do your freaking roof wash, and I'll have my guys do your walls, the brick on your house, your freaking driveway. You can almost do anything. And then when the customer is already ready to buy with this price, you can probably hit them with another price and say, listen, I'll do you a discount because you're buying a roof wash, or because you're buying a driveway cleaning, or whatever. I'll stay in my own industry. I'll say, hey, listen, I'm already doing 2 cans for you. If you want, I'll have somebody come out and cut the grass, or I could set you up with like a monthly retainer. It's just super easy that you can hit somebody with multiple different kinds of services. Like I said, everybody's starting to do it. The more people that see my trash can cleaning services, they're starting to add that into their own pressure washing play industry, right? Because it's a big thing to already have the washer with you. So these guys just imagine, listen, I can upsell this, have somebody clean the trash cans while I clean the driveway. It's a win-win for the service provider. You should be able to do as much as possible to be the winner of like a negotiation between a customer interaction. The hard part is that the customer is always going to try to undershoot you because they want the value by giving the least money to you. That's the hard part, and they have all of the power because you want their money, right? If the customer says no, you literally get no money. So it only benefits you to be able to win the interaction and be able to give them a little bit of negotiation. That's why I say if you offer more options for the customer to buy from you, you're just increasing the ceiling. If you set the ceiling at $200 flat fee, you can't make any more than $200. But if you say, okay, listen, I have 5 other services that I can provide to them that I'm going to give them whenever I'm telling them, hey, listen, this is going to be the price for this. But Mr. Doug, if you want to have me come out here and I'll actually knock off a couple dollars for doing this as well, and this as well, and this as well, you increase that ceiling over and over and over, and just the maximum price that you can sell to somebody, you start to get there. And it's going to be really confusing at first, because whenever I first started out in the business, like I say, you're not going to know your worth. You're not going to want to charge what you're really worth. But now when I look back at stuff, I'm like, damn, I was charging $35 to cut an acre of grass. What an idiot. Or I don't even know, whenever I was doing mobile snowball stand stuff, like we were charging like $100 for like a minimum for an event, which is okay, but there should be so many extra things that you can charge onto, right? So you can have an inflatable service come out with your mobile snowball stand, and oh my gosh, you're running 2 different things that fuck you. Just to go back and even like further relate on how you should never break your pricing down to customers. The real reason, and that it might sound dumb, because why can't I tell the customer why I'm giving them this price, or like why can't I break down the quote to them? If you tell somebody that you're giving them an additional $5, $10, $20, $25 onto a quote because you have to drive 20 minutes, they're going to be like, dude, what? Absolutely not, never. But if you don't break down the pricing too specifically, I always just include the services that I give them, right? So this is kind of where you can slip in the extra services options. You can say, hey, listen, the price is going to be $160 for your Toyota Tundra that's 20 minutes away from me. I just have them send me their address so I can figure out the distance. I don't even bring up the amount of minutes it is from me after the fact, right? It almost kind of tells them where you are towards them, but I really don't give them any other details on how far they are from me. So I just give them a price based on the amount of minutes I look up. So some guy recently said he lives next to blah 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 grocery store, so then I'm plugging the grocery store compared to where I am. People just aren't going to want to give you their address most of the time too, so that's a big struggle, because I had a customer lie to me about how far they were, and this is just something that you want to try to evade, right? Like sometimes I'll look up people's locations on Google Earth, or not their locations but their houses, so I can see what I'm going towards before I even get there. Because people could lie about anything. Somebody could tell you they live over here, they live over there, they live in a house, but they live in an RV, they live in a box, but they actually live in a dog house. You don't even know. They're going to confuse you and they're going to trip you up. But the real situation here is that you just shouldn't break down your pricing too specifically to them. But if you're somebody out here who has a business and you want to provide them with extra services, here's how you're going to do it. Hey, Mr. Doug, I gave you this price for this car, whatever. Mr. Doug, the price is going to be $160. I can do it for that. And we can come out on one of these days, give them a couple options, let them know the payment forms that you take. Hey, I take Venmo and cash, just let me know which one you'd rather on the day of the job, and then let him know, hey, these are the services that are included in this price. Always hit him immediately. Do not let him respond before you send him the services included in the price, because you always want to soften the blow. So say $160, and then, hey, this is going to provide like headline cleaning, whatever, interior detailing, full exterior wash with a foam coat, whatever. And then say, these are a couple extra services that I can provide you if you are interested. Say, hey, I do headliner cleaning and shampooing for your carpets and your seats, and upholstery correction and paint correction and ceramic coating. If you want that, I can give you an extra quote just to put it on top of it. Do the math for them, make it super easy, and you guys, you're going to start making way more money. And listen, like I promised, if you make more money and it doubles your freaking income, share a little bit of the wealth with your boy, or I'll buy you a house.